student, welcome in Mechanical Department of South Sundarabai Manik Adsul Polytechnic, SAS, Ahmednagar. My name is Professor Akshay and today we are going to cover a topic from Mechanical third semester I scheme of Polytechnic section. Within that, the subject name is Mechanical Working Drawing, and today's our topic is tolerances. So what is meant by tolerance? It is the total amount of dimension, or we can say total permissible variation of size. We know that there are different sizes for the different component. Suppose two components are fitted, or one component is inserted into another component, then there should be the variation. We should provide the variation between these two matching elements, and this variation is known as tolerance. It is the total permissible variation, the variation which is permitted, or we can say it is the difference between maximum limit and minimum limit. Tolerance we can also define as difference between the maximum and minimum limit. So let us see what is meant by maximum limit and what is meant by minimum limit. For each and every object, a particular size is provided. Within that size, some tolerances are provided, some plus tolerances or minus tolerances. If we add or subtract this tolerance value from the actual value, we will get the maximum and minimum limit. Now let us see the types of tolerances. First type of tolerance is unilateral tolerance, and second type is bilateral tolerance. So what is exactly the difference between unilateral and bilateral tolerance? Now see, in unilateral tolerance, variation is permitted in one direction only. In such type of tolerance, the variation means dimensional variation is provided only in one direction. What it means exactly? For example, this is a component, a rectangular component having length 100 mm. Here we have provided some value over here. Okay, 100 plus 0.00 and minus 0.50. If you see carefully, only at one side some value is there and other side is having 0 value. Means plus 00, it is having no meaning. We can say it as 0. And minus 0.50 means somehow tolerance is provided, 0.50 tolerance is provided at one side only, not both sides. So it is provided at one side, so it is known as unilateral tolerance. Okay. See here, design size is 100 mm. Now how to calculate upper limit and lower limit? Design size given is 100 mm, so we have to calculate with the help of these two values, upper limit and lower limit. It is very simple how to calculate upper and lower limit. See, upper limit calculation, 100 plus 0.00, which is nothing but the 100, same value. 0 is having no meaning. Here at upper side, whatever it may be, plus 0.00, so we have taken at upper limit 100 plus 0 means 100, and lower limit means at the lower side whatever value is given we have to take in consideration while calculating the lower limit. So lower limit is 100 minus 0.50, 100 minus 0.50, which is nothing but the 99.50. Now our target of this unit or of this topic is to calculate the tolerance. So here we are going to calculate the tolerance. How to calculate tolerance? Upper limit minus lower limit. So from where this formula will come? We know that in definition we have seen tolerance means the difference between maximum limit and minimum limit. So the difference between maximum and minimum limit, that means upper and lower limit, that is the thing about the tolerance value. Okay, here upper limit is 100, just we have calculated, and lower limit is 99.50. So we have taken this value, upper limit 100 and lower limit 99.50. If we subtract upper limit and lower limit, then we will get 0.50 mm tolerance. So what tolerance we get? 0.50 mm. What it means? For this object, 0.50 mm tolerance is provided in one side only. And which side? At the lower side. If it is provided at the lower side, it means it is only unilateral tolerance. You may provide it at the upper side. In some examples, this value may be given at the upper side, that means plus 0.50, and at the lower side minus 0.00. It means this also we consider as unilateral tolerance. Either upper side or lower side, if some value is provided, then it is the unilateral tolerance. Now see, exactly difference in bilateral tolerance, it is the second type. What happened in unilateral? Variation is provided in one direction, and here in bilateral, variation is allowed in both the directions, in two directions. That is nothing but the bilateral tolerance. In unilateral, we have given 100 plus 0.00 minus 0.50, but in bilateral tolerance, we are providing 100 plus 0.50 and minus 0.50. Okay. Here we can say directly the difference between unilateral and bilateral tolerance is, here variation is allowed, variation is provided in both the directions. That means at upper side also some value is there, and at the lower side also some value is there. This value may vary according to the component to component and according to the product to product. Here design size is again 100 mm, but there is small change in the unit upper limit. So if you want to calculate upper limit, just do the simple calculation. Whatever the design value and upper value, you just add or subtract. The symbol given over here is plus symbol. So 100 plus 0.05, it means 100.5. And lower limit 100 minus 0.5, that means 99.50. Here 0.5 we have taken from the lower side. Okay. Now here we have calculated the tolerance in the same way. The same formula is for bilateral tolerance, and the formula is tolerance is equal to upper limit minus lower limit. Tolerance is nothing but the difference between maximum and minimum limit, that is nothing but the upper and lower limit. So we are using the same formula over here. Upper limit is 100.50 and lower limit is 99.50. So after calculating this subtraction, we will get 1 mm is the tolerance. So in bilateral tolerance, 1 mm will act in both the directions, means 0.5 mm in one direction and 0.5 mm in other direction. Okay, in both the directions the variation is provided at upper side also and at lower side also. Okay. In unilateral, 0.50 mm is only allowed in one direction at the lower side, and in bilateral, whatever the calculation you will get, it will be applicable in both directions. For example, here we got 1 mm is tolerance, means we are using 0.5 mm in one side and 0.5 mm in other side tolerance or other side variation in the tolerance. So in this lecture we have completed the topic tolerance, the types of tolerance, unilateral and bilateral, and how to calculate upper and lower limit, also how to calculate the tolerance. Okay. Thank you, student.